Hi guys, have you ever wanted crazy coloured hair? Well, I did when I was younger, but my parents were really strict. They would only let me have crazy coloured hair if I worked in a hair salon. So when I started working in a hair salon, the first thing I did was turn my hair blue. I thought it looked great. So I got home and I knew my parents couldn't say anything to me. And I asked my boyfriend to take me out that night, and he said no. And I was devastated. So luckily it was only temporary colour and I could wash it out in an instant. My name is Petra and I've been hairdressing for 30 years, from working on cruise liners to even working in a prison. So today we're going to talk about temporary colours. We're going to do the health and safety, preparation, types of colours, a little bit about the hair shaft, the effects on the hair, considerations, and lastly, techniques. So, with our preparations in way, we would need our trolley, which is on my right hand side because I'm right-handed, and that's so I look very efficient and professional in the salon. Then we will need to have our colours to hand, so which ones we're using, whether we're using hair chalks, hair mascaras or hair sprays, okay, colour sprays. There are other different types. You can go for mousses that you might need to mix in a bowl, you can, okay, or colour setting lotions. However, we've only got the colours that we put on dry hair today. So, we will need your clips, can be any one, any sort, and a comb, at least a comb, okay? The next thing we go on to is health and safety. Health and safety is really important to follow so no accidents occur. Well, temporary colour can stain your clothes and your hair, so we do need our aprons on and our gloves. But the most important thing is to read the manufacturer's instructions. So before we start using temporary colour on the hair, we need to know about the hair shaft. So the diagram behind me shows the middle section to be the medalla, which is made up of honeycombs. We don't really need to know that for temporary colours. The middle section is the cortex, which is made up of lots of polypeptide chains, and the natural colour pigment is there. We don't need to know that until we get on to level 2, but on level 1 we do need to know the top section of the hair, which is the outer layer of the hair, is made up of lots of cuticle scales. It's called the cuticle, and they're like scales on a fish or roof tiles, so they overlap and they're able to lift up and flap shut when it's nice and tightly blow dried and dried. It would be nicely flattened. So as you can see in this slide, you can see the cuticles, although they're pointing upwards, and I think the hair should be turned the other way round because they should be pointing downwards. You can see the large coloured molecules are going into or sitting on the cuticle just on the outside. They're too big to enter through the cuticles, so thus they will wash out after one shampoo. So the considerations that you would take is maybe the depth of colour, depending on the type of colour you're using. So some can be very watery, and some can be very bright in colour. So you get to know your products before you use them. Now, if the hair is really, really dry and porous, you might have heard that word, where it takes on water, it might grab and stay into the hair a little bit. if the hair is too dark, it might not show the colour up. So always do a little test strand to see. What will be, if you're using it on really, really light blonde hair, like my own, then you might get a nice light pink shade. But if you go on to black hair, then it will totally look different. But be careful, make sure that if the hair is really, really porous, then you might have to say to your clients it would last longer, or it could last longer. Another consideration would be is if your client is going out in the evening, or if she's going to a festival with nice bright coloured hair, if it starts to rain, it can then drip off the hair. So you don't want her to have all red down her face. Or if she sweats of a night time and she's got a nice white pillow, she might get like a pink pillow if you've used a red colour on her hair. So you've got to just tell your client the pitfalls as well. But it is a really good introduction to colours, especially when we're in the salon and some clients are a little bit wary about using colours. So we've got two types of temporary colour. One you can apply to pre-washed towel dried hair and then style it in, and another is pre-existing style on dry hair and then applying it to your dry hair. Behind me you can see pictures of all different types of colours, and it's for you to start recognising the different ones. But remember, read your manufacturer's instructions. So finally,
Let's go again.
So finally here we're back at techniques. Now I've got my apron on, my gloves on, all my stuff ready. I've even put my hair up so it doesn't fall in my face when I'm applying the colour. Right, so I've already done one section of the hair, and unfortunately you probably can't see this very well, but there's a green, there is a green strand underneath. Now, to use these hair chalks, I would section the hair off first to the piece that you want. Now I've done two sides here, one curly and one straight, so you can see the difference of what you can do. And if you see here, I'm going to section it off. I'm going to keep it quite natural though. Use my clips to clip all the other hair out the way. Okay, and I'm going to do another section, and I'm going to do a few different colours just so to see if you can see the difference on the camera. But I'm not going to start right at the root, I don't need to because it's just underneath, and then I'm going to keep combing down on the hair with this hair chalk, and I can see it's coming out. So bearing in mind the hair is curled already and it does pull some of the curl out, but we can kind of lift it back up to help it to go back up. So it is going to take the curl out a little bit. We can just push that back up to help it curl back up. And I don't know whether you can see this, that this is very orange here. Ooh. Okay, so you need to kind of design what you're going to do, and I've got green and orange, and I'm going to have like kind of a, because I've got lots of different colours, I'm going to do a few strands of the different colours just to see if I can see if they come up. But you could do this all one colour, so, and then it would be more like an undercolour, so that goes with the fashions and the trends today. So I'm not doing it all, I'm just going to do sections. There we go again. try and keep it going down the hair shaft, and then you're not going to damage the cuticles like we said. I'm going to be combing the hair shaft, and then we're going to just lift this curl back up again. I'm just putting it round my fingers and then pushing it up to curl back up, which that looks a very nice pink as well. Okay, so we've done some colours there, which I would normally do all the same colour, just so we can see the I'm just doing it so we can see the different colours that we've got here. So I've got purple, wrap that round my finger again. If you put it round the other way, that will curl better. I've got like a purpley one there. I'm not sure whether you can see the colours, defining colours there. Okay, so we've got some hair chalks done. Now, if you're lucky, you might want to frame the face with a hair mascara. So the hair mascara must read the manufacturer's instructions. Okay, this is really good. It's a little bit wetter than a hair chalk. And you need to section the hair again before you start. Use your comb so you get a nice section. And I'm just going to do this very front section here. Section that bit away, and you'll be able to see. Very much like the comb. I'm going to start again halfway down the hair and applying it going down. Okay, this is a little bit wetter, so it's going to lose that curl, and it'll probably be better done on straight hair. And most of them do say on straight hair. The hair chalks actually said on straight hair. So you could do like an undercolour, or you could scrunch it into, if it's naturally curly, you know, you might want to scrunch it in. We can take that up a little bit higher. However, be really careful that it doesn't go on the skin, okay? So on your client's skin, you don't want it to fall on the skin, otherwise she'll have a blue nose or blue cheeks, and you don't want that. So this is, because it's wetter, what's happening is it's straightening that curl straight out. I don't know whether you can see that or not, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to like just smooth it down with my fingers. Not a lot that's coming out here. And then I'm going to move it until it dries just slightly, and you might be able to see the difference in colour. So, we can use hair mascaras to frame the face, okay? We could do an undercolour, where I've done a few different colours under here. Or, if your client's got really, really dead straight hair, okay? I'm just going to comb that straight again. Let's just come out. What you could do is either take it from the bottom so it looks like a dip dye, or we can try our coloured hairsprays. Now that you could do all over, but then it's not a very good technique because it'll look a little bit weird. So I've cut a little star into this piece of paper, and then if we hold the paper up near the hair, we could then spray the hair and then take it away. So for a party, I don't know if you can see that, that can look quite good. So we could do a few. Oh, don't think I got that close enough. So we could go right down the hair. No, the first one came out alright, but I don't think the other two was very good. So you could make little patterns on the hair. But before you do anything, I would have a practice go, see if the colours come out. I know that I tried the pink on my hair and it came out lovely. So be careful again. So I just kind of pulled it round like this. It came out a lovely colour on my hair because my hair was so light. So can you see that pink now in my hair? And I did that the other day and I washed it straight out, it came out. So, and it's quite nice on baby coloured hair. So think about what type of, how dark or how light your colour is and what you're putting on. Have a go before you try, and then design something before you do it on the hair. So then that way you don't get like a mistake and you'd have to start all over again. There's loads of different techniques you can do. You could scrunch it in. You could even put it in like, you could put this, maybe the hairspray in the comb and comb it into something, or you could literally scrunch it in your hand and scrunch it into the hair. There's lots of different ways. Have fun. Thanks guys.